Good afternoon, member. I, Yogesh Jha, welcome you on behalf of ICSI on the session soliciting suggestions on MCA V3 form. I request you to please fill the Google form as the link is provided in the chat box so that we can further proceed for the discussion on your suggestion and query. Good afternoon, member. I, Yogesh Jha, welcome. Dear members, those who have already filled the Google form, please raise your hand so that we can further process for your discussion on suggestions. Yes, Jignesh, sure, please.
Yes, hi. I have a couple of suggestions
Yes.
here. One is that as you are aware that the DIR-3 KYC, for DIR-3 KYC, because we have to do this whole process every year,
Yes, sir.
I understand the government must have thought of the KYC non-updation in the MCA,
Yes, sir.
and because of some issues happened with a lot of other directors, this
Yes.
particular step was taken.
Yes, sir.
But updating the KYC every year, it becomes very difficult task when we have to update for a lot of foreign directors, and when they are traveling abroad, they are not available. I'm not saying 6 months is a short span of time, but every year doing the same process takes hell lot of time and effort behind all this. Say the top 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 HNIs.
Okay, sir.
So here my suggestion is that instead of we updating every year, because for DIR-6 you have already made it penalized if some director is not updating the KYC. DIR-3 KYC, if it can be done in once in a 5 year, like you say that it will be done in the interval of say 2025, then it will be done in 2030, then 35, then 40. In between, if somebody is doing, then DIR-6 is compulsory for the any change. Otherwise, you let there be a penal action against that. This will unnecessarily create, because for with foreigners getting the OTPs is another nightmare. Also, the MCA portal also has a problem sometimes not receiving OTPs. I have like 10 directors, foreigners who are not able to do the KYC since last 2 years because of not
Yes.
receipt of OTPs.
Definitely, sir. That's why we are suggesting MCA to improve their OTP system so that foreign directors can get OTP on time. And we have also suggested them to find some other ways for sending the OTPs.
Also done on certain period of interval, say 3 years or 5 years. Yes, yes. Or maybe it can be done at the 3 year or 5 year interval, because every year there is no updation in passport or PAN card or Aadhaar card.
But sir, I think 6 month time is enough for updating in a KYC, because we will be receiving only 2 OTPs for updating the KYC right now on the web form based.
I completely agree with you, sir. But sometimes, like when we are dealing with the clients in Japan and US, I'm not saying they should not comply with the Indian law. They have to comply with the Indian law. But it's sometimes it's more of a practical and ease of doing approach which we need to see from that perspective. I'm not against every year KYC. It's just that from ease of doing perspective, I am proposing that.
Definitely, sir. We will be forwarding this issue to the MCA.
Yeah, I have two more suggestions.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please go on.
Yeah. So the next suggestion is that if because I know the V3 portal has come up with a lot of security features and everything, but if MCA can think of removing these OTPs at every login, because what has happened in the V2 version, we used to spend zero time for the DIR-3 KYC because we had prepared a step chart. We used to send that to the client, and the client used to do the web KYC on their own without receiving any OTPs. Now today, it has become a difficult task to get the KYC done, and every professional has to spend such an unproductive time behind completing this OTP process. And you know how the OTP issue is there. So if the OTP on login, if it can be removed, then the half problem will be solved for everybody.
Definitely, sir. We understand there's some very
the MCA is tracking everybody's computer by the IP address. What more security MCA wants? Because IP address
Definitely, sir. We
everywhere
will
is
be
correct.
suggesting to reduce some OTP requirement for login and some updating some forms.
Yes, yes. And then the third point is that because sometimes because now the DIN is taken only while to process with the time of incorporation. Then what happens, sometimes somebody has done a typo error in the email ID or the mobile number. There is no other way to update the mobile number and email ID unless you wait for the next DIR-3 KYC process. Now, assuming I have taken the incorporation, got approved on 1st of April, in which there was a typo. Now I can't do the BU creation because I have to wait for the whole year to update the mobile number and email ID, because raising complaints, following up with MCA is of no use.
Yes, sir. We have noted this issue, and we will be suggesting that DR6 should be given some option to update the mobile number and email ID.
Yes, yes, because I think because for in my office only, a trainee entered the mobile number, but she entered even 0 at the beginning. So the last digit of mobile number was not entered, and because of which the
Definitely,
mobile number
Jignesh, sir,
was
we will
incorrect.
be suggesting this issue to the MC.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you. I have only these 3 problems. I have many more, but I want everybody else also to contribute.
Definitely, sir. Now you may lead, sir, if you want.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
If nobody else is suggesting, can I suggest one more? Can I give one more suggestion, please?
Am I audible?
Yes,
Sir,
Shubhangi ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, sir, I have one query regarding to MGT 14. So, in case of MGT 14, like some forms have been moved to CPC, and their backlog is like a long late fees and everything is there. And MGT 14 is not the sole form. There are certain other forms which are linked to it.
Yes,
So,
ma'am,
if
we
I
can
have
understand. There are some link form to the MGT 14.
Yes, if I have to file INC 27, then I have to wait for the approval of MGT 14. And it's been more than a month, wherein I am not able to get its approval. And because of it, I am not able to file INC 27, INC 24, and other respective forms. So the work is getting delayed unnecessarily. And if we are calling MCA help desk, they are saying that the forms are pending with CPC, as it is a new department. And if we are raising the tickets on the MCA portal, it is closing after 4 or 5 days, stating that there is no input from the department.
Definitely, ma'am. That's why we will be putting to CPC that some forms should be given some preference for approval, like MGT 14, INC 24, as these forms are based on some events and further events are pending due to non-approval. And Shubhangi ma'am, have you submitted the Google form for your suggestions? We request you to please submit the Google form.
Yeah, I'll submit that too.
Thank you, Shubhangi ma'am.
Hello, am I audible?
Please, sir, you are audible. Please go ahead.
Sir,
With
I
your
have one
suggestions.
suggestion over DIR-12. Sometime we have filed a form for more than one director. So in that case, the disclosure of interest, we have to file. We have to enter the number of companies in which the person is holding the directorship or shareholding pattern, right? So
Okay, sir.
sometime we have multiple scenario in which a person hold 20 companies. So accordingly, if we are filing for 3 director, 2 directors, so it's quite time taking process. Sometimes it page expire, page non-responsive. So why it should not be in a DI2, the shareholding pattern? Even we are enclosing DI2 which having the list of entities in which a person is director or any kind of role. So it should be incorporated in DI2 itself for the purpose of serving the purpose of DI12 in such column.
Definitely, sir. It is a valuable suggestion that if we will be disclosing our interest in DI2, then we don't need to fill it in the DI12. Definitely, sir.
Yes, sir. Because it's already given in DI-2, so why we were providing such kind of list so that each and every time we providing SIN number, then we re-verification, SIN number, re-verification. It's quite time-consuming process.
Sure, sir. Do you have any other suggestions, sir? And have you filled the Google form?
Sir, I didn't receive an email for Google form, but I have for few more suggestions over different forms. So may I proceed with that, or I just wait for some other
Yes, of
candidate
course, sir.
time?
You can proceed for your further suggestion, but I would like to give you information that we have posted the link to the chat box. So please fill the Google form as well for your
Okay.
suggestions. It is necessary, sir. It is mandatory.
Okay, sir. Okay. So further query will be, further suggestion will be posted on your chat board so that you will accordingly consolidate all these things so that further
Sir,
reporting of
how
that.
many suggestions do you have right now?
Sir, I have 2 to 3 more suggestion over
So please
different
go on,
forms.
sir. Please go on, sir.
Sir, please wait. I just open my Word file so that I can relate to that kind of information for that purpose. Please just 5 seconds. Sir, one more suggestion over DIR-11.
Okay, please go on, sir.
For the purpose of DIR-11, the role is limited. I mean, the role for the purpose of filing this form is very limited to that director. Suppose we are the person as a company secretary and CFO and CS, why should not be incorporate that role? Because there are certain situations in which the person facing such kind of stiff situation because the
Yes, sir.
management.
Yes, sir. We have noted these suggestions earlier. So please go on with the further suggestion. As sir, we will be suggesting it to the concern.
Okay, sir. Okay. The next one is sir, this is for INC 32 as well.
Yes, sir. Please.
In INC 32, sir, we are certain situation in which the PAN 10 code, area code, and RO code. There are certain situation in which we are not able to find exact code. It should be linked to the MCA to the pin code of that registered office area so that we can relate accordingly. Because PAN 10 website is already giving the city code. Then after you have to select multiple situation. I mean multiple codes. That situation create very hurdle moment for us.
Definitely, sir. Harish sir, we have noted all your 3 suggestions and we will be forwarding to the concern. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Dear member, request you to please raise your hand if you have any further suggestions. Good afternoon, sir. Please go ahead with your suggestions, sir. Previous, sir.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Please go on.
Yeah. So with respect to DIR-3 KYC, only after we take the OTPs and then submit the web form, we get this pop-up that it should not be a web form, it should be a KYC form. Earlier, this was not the issue when in 2019 they launched the web forms. The moment we entered the DIN, it used to pop up that this is the first time filing KYC. Please do a form.
Okay.
So now only when we talk to the directors, take both the OTP, submit, that is when the error is showing that it should be a proper DIR-3 KYC form. You can't do web KYC.
Definitely. When we will be putting to the DIN, then it only give us the notice that it should be a...
Yes. So the moment we put in the DIN, if we get a pop-up that it is the first time, so you file a form, you can't do web KYC, it would be easier.
I understand this issue, ma'am. Please fill the Google form so that we can...
Yes, I have already filled in the form. Thank you.
Today onward or...
I just filled in the form now. I just filled in now.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Sir, I just wanted to know what will be the what will happen to the suggestions and queries we are raising over here?
So, ma'am, we will be forwarding it to the concerned person in the MCA, and we will put these suggestions in front of the authority to consider.
That means we can assume any resolution or output of it by next week or later.
Ma'am, I cannot say that the response will be such a quick, but yes, definitely we are taking this session to improve MCA V3 form so that our members should not be in difficult situations. We want that our members should be facilitated through the V3 portal, and that's why we are taking these suggestions.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Deepak Jain sir. Do you have any suggestions, sir? Yes, Tarun sir. Please go on with your suggestions.
Sir, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Actually, I want to ask on queries there. I have filed one form NGT 14 in March 2024, and till date it is still showing under processing. And because of it, I am unable to file form STK2 for closing a company.
Sir,
I
actually,
have
sir,
raised several requested tickets also regarding the same, but no resolution has been provided and neither it is approved till date.
definitely, sir, I can understand, sir, but I cannot say that when this form will be approved, but definitely we will be pushing to the MCA that these forms should be time-bound approved. So
No,
that
sir, but
our
my
members should not
concern is
face the
that
difficulties.
because if one MGT 14 is related to change of memorandum, then it is automatically approved. But in that MGT 14, we have filed for amendment of articles. So I think this particular form is going somewhere else, where approval process is either very slow or they are unable to view that.
Definitely, sir, that's why we have selected MGT 14, INC 24, and some other related forms to have some preference for giving approval.
Okay.
Sir, any
So
other suggestions, sir?
No, but but can I know the timeline when it will be approved?
Sir, actually, we are not from the MCA person. We are from the
Oh.
ICSI, so we will be pushing just your suggestions to the MCA.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, I have one more suggestion. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, please go on.
Yes, sorry, this is with respect to the SPICE forms. So when this is what I faced yesterday. That is why I'm telling you this. So what is happening is, if a person already has a DIN and the person doesn't remember he or she has a DIN, and we go for incorporation thinking that there is no DIN. Only after we submit SPICE B, it is throwing an error that this person already has a DIN.
Okay.
So if there is any or if there could be any provision whereby only putting the PAN, if it can immediately throw an error that the person already has a DIN or something like that, we can do the necessary requirements before itself, instead of putting all the energy finishing the form and then getting that pop-up.
Definitely, ma'am, we have noted it.
Okay, thank you.
Good afternoon, Deepak sir. Please go on with your suggestions. Deepak sir, am I audible? Girijan Avekar, please, ma'am, go on with your suggestion.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, ma'am, we are audible. You are audible.
Yeah. Good afternoon, sir. So this is regarding DIR-6, where we upload the things where there is a change in, suppose, the citizenship of the company, of the individual, or they update their PAN. So I want to know the timeline when we file the form DIR-6. Within how many days it has to be approved, or suppose even after approval, they don't receive any such letter or such. See, after the individual DIN has been allotted, the individual receives a letter on allotment of DIN. So, in case of DIR-6 file, in case of change in nationality or updation of their father's name due to updating or their PAN, so isn't it viable also to issue a letter on such changes once this changes is approved? Otherwise, how will you come to know that it has been taken on record? Because unless and until we go ahead and file KYC, we come to know. Or in one of my cases, I have seen I had filed DIR-6 for updation of citizenship, but while filing KYC, nowhere it was reflecting this change. So we are unable to trace it and to inform them, yes, it is updated.
Ma'am, I cannot say that when this form should be approved and within which timeline it should be approved. But if you have suggestions that this form should be approved within such a timeline with justification, then you can definitely put it through the Google form.
That is one thing. And what about any updated letter? Because once initial stage when the deed holder is receiving an allotment letter, accordingly any updation with respect to his father's name or citizenship, that updated letter should be issued by the MCA. How about that? Otherwise, how you will come to know that it's updated? There is no way to trace that it is updated. Only that form which we download, that the signature of it is there, with a tick mark that it is approved and taken on record. Apart from that, there is no other thing where we can verify.
Definitely, ma'am. We will be suggesting MCA to issue a update what update has been done in the DIN that you want to issue.
But at least for the reason for which we are filing DIR-6. So how the deed holder receives a letter. Similarly, in the letter tag, if that letter is also issued that requested changes has been updated and accordingly the letter is issued. So this will be a record which we can the deed holder can have with them, so that if in case when they file KYC that updation is not being done, so they can revert back on that by citing that letter.
Definitely, ma'am. We will be pushing MCA these suggestions.
One more thing is that regarding MGT 14, amendment for MOA, timeline is not there. I've seen that it many times takes more than 15 working days for that amendment in MOA to get approved.
Sure, ma'am. We will be posting for the time-bound approval on some form like MGT 14 and NC 24.
Yeah, because yesterday when I was uploading that amendment in memorandum, somehow that EMOA, that name was not appearing. And when I raised the ticket yesterday, today when I was trying it, it was happened. So fine, but that needs to be some timeline, because at least within 7 working days, it should be there, so that we can go ahead. But I've seen that many times it is after 15 working days, it is getting approved. So it's a...
Sure, ma'am. Have you filled the Google form for your first suggestion?
No, I have not received the Google form. That's the reason.
Ma'am, it is in the chat box. Please fill this form.
Okay, thank you. I will do the needful.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, sir. Anand Narayan, sir, please go on with your suggestions.
Actually, I have recently filed one DIR-12 form for one of the directors who has ceased to be on the board. But we have not received any approval from the ROC for this. But it will be automatically reflected on the portal, because still it is showing as under processing only. The director who left the board, He is asking whether my name has to be removed. Why it is taking this much of time?
So,
We
sir,
have
whether
filed
the
it with
MCA data has been updated or not?
That is what I'm unable to see, because actually when after login I was checking the application status. It is still saying under processing. It was filed on 23rd April. Now
Sir,
it is
it may be
showing
under
30th.
process due to some technical error. I would request you to please check the master data of the company, whether the director name is appeared there or not. It will helpful for you to
Yeah, it is
inform
still appearing, sir. It is still appearing and showing it as signatory also.
Okay, sir, then it is under process, and I request you to please raise the ticket. If
Acha. Regarding approval, you mean to say?
yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Right.
Thank you, sir.
But approval, the ticket raising is there any specific issue for seeking approval, or some other issue we have to raise?
So, how many
Because,
days
it
has
is a
been elapsed when you have filed the DIR-12 form? Sir, if it
one
has
week.
been more than 15 days and 7 days, and then I will suggest you to raise the ticket. Otherwise, you can wait, sir.
Acha. It's 7 days, maybe 1 or 2 days I will wait and then raise the ticket.
Definitely, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, I have one more query. There is one company which is a wholly owned subsidiary of a foreign company. Now, that foreign company has sold its 100% stake to Indian individuals. Thus, the status of the company is now of an Indian company. But how to modify the status on the MCA master data? There is no particular form for such this thing, because for transfer of shares we have done the MTT7 filing as per the tenure. And when we talk about change in directors, DIR-12 have been filed. But when the subcategory of the company has been changed, how it will get updated? There is no respective form I could found on any law to rectify the status on MCA website.
Is there any provision in the Companies Act for such filing of such form?
I couldn't find that.
And ma'am, I have noted these issues, and definitely I will be looking into it. And if found anything, then will you tell you, or otherwise forwarding it to the MCA concern?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, sir. Myself, Rajni.
Good afternoon, Rajni ji. Please go on with your suggestions.
Sir, I'm trying to file DIR-12 for the appointment of a director. But the two directors, they need is saying that it is a digital signature is not registered. But I have already registered. I create a login ID for both the directors, and I created a new user ID password also. I'm registered in that user ID, but it is showing still while filing the form. It is showing for this DIN DS is not registered.
Ma'am, it will be a technical issue. Please, I would suggest you to please wait for 1 or 2 days, or please clear your captcha so that it will update.
Sir, from 5 days I am waiting, and I raise a ticket also, but still it's showing same status.
Okay. And ma'am, I will be noting your suggestion and request you to please fill the Google form.
Okay, sir. Sure, sir. Thank
and
you.
The link is mentioned in the chat box.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, Surya sir. Please go on with your suggestions.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, sir. Please go on with your suggestions.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Please go on with your suggestions.
My query is for Agile form. Can you please entertain it today?
Yeah, definitely. Please provide your detail. What's your issues and suggestion?
Sir, in one of my company, I have to fill ESI ETF details, but my drop down is not coming there.
Sorry, sir.
In one of agile form, I want to fill ESI EPF details,
Okay.
but the drop down is not coming there.
Okay, there is some drop down issue while you are registering for the ESI
Yes.
in agile form.
Yes.
Okay, so we have noted, sir. Have you filled the Google form?
Yes, sir.
Definitely, sir. We will be forwarding this concern to the MCA.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yes, Deepak, sir. Please go on with your
Sir,
suggestions.
am I audible? Sir, actually, I have a suggestion that actually some of the forms are marked, some of the information in the form is marked after downloading the e-form. So actually, we are from a corporate and we have to fill up the form from consultants actually. So when we get the forms, most of the information is marked there and we are not able to verify the information. So
Okay, so
is there any help we can get in this
sorry, sir,
regard?
you are not receiving the full detail of any form, or what you are saying, sir?
Actually,
Please repeat.
some of the fields in the e-forms are masked after submitting the e-forms and downloading the e-form. And
Okay, like email ID and mobile numbers.
Yes. So
Definitely,
we are
sir.
not able to verify whether the consultant has filled up the correct details or incorrect details.
Okay, sure, sir. Definitely, we will be pushing it as a suggestion to the MC concern.
Okay,
Sir, have you filled the Google form?
Yeah, I'll fill it in now, sir.
So please fill the Google form as it is mandatory.
Okay, I'll fill
It will
up.
help us to record your suggestions.
Okay. And one more thing is, hello.
Yes, Deepak ji, please go on.
One more suggestion is there. Actually, I have filled the CRF form, change request form recently, but it got rejected without any reason.
Okay. They are not placing any rejection in the
No.
CRF.
Firstly, they asked for resubmission. I resubmitted the form, and thereafter they rejected the form without any reason.
So have you raised ticket for this rejections?
Yeah,
They are not.
I have raised the ticket, but no response from their side.
So they have not provided any response, or they have closed your ticket?
No, they have not provided any response.
So, sir, I would request to please wait for their resolutions, as maybe some resolution come out.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Neetu Vashne, please, ma'am, provide what are your suggestions? Dear members, we request you to please raise your hand if you have any suggestions to discuss with us. Yes, Rondi Mello, sir, please go on with your suggestions.
Yes. It's not a suggestion, it's just an observation that I made with respect to the modification of charges. Now, I have an experience where we had borrowing from Bank A against the working capital, and current assets were charged. And then after some time, we borrowed from Bank B, and the same assets were given as a pari passu charge. So in this case, Bank B, because the procedure has been such that Bank B has been insisting that it has to be filed as a fresh charge rather than as a modification to the existing charge. As a fresh charge, if I file, Bank B will have an independent charge ID and independent charge over the current assets. And there, if I can't even say that it's a joint charge, because the moment I say joint charge, I will have to give the other bank's details. And this bank doesn't want that. So, and as a borrower, I can't create two charges on the same asset, and I have to cede the pari passu, which other bank has ceded, but that record doesn't get registered if I file it as a fresh charge and not as a modification to the existing charge. The asset charge is same, borrower is same, except that the asset that is charged gets diluted. What I mean to say that the two lenders are going to share the same asset instead of one. So ideally, I feel that it should be going through the modification of the charge, where I create a joint charge in the proportion of their lending, while the asset remains the same. And in fact, the charge certificate also comes with naming both the lenders. But the banks are used to find their name on the master sheet on the face of the MCA that they can see as an independent charge with a separate charge ID. They love to see that. I think it's more of a form versus substance issue. And so what is the best way to go forward? Should it be a modification or a fresh charge?
That I cannot suggest, sir. And for the charge forms, we have a separate session. So I would be requesting to put your suggestions or query on that session.
Okay, will do. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Dear members, request you to please raise your hand for providing your suggestions. Deepak sir, do you have any further suggestions, sir?
Yeah, I do have. In the e-form MCT 14, in the previous e-forms, there were filled requisite majority. But in the V3 forms, we cannot fill requisite majority in the e-form. The field is there, but we cannot actually click on it in the V3
so
e-form.
It is a disabled.
Yeah. But it is showing in the e-form.
Sure, sir. Sir, have you filled the Google form, sir?
Yeah, I have filled in.
Definitely, sir. We will be putting this as a suggestion to improve the e-forms. Dear members, we request you to please provide your suggestions on the Google on the forms, MCA forms. We request you to please raise your hand if you have any further suggestions. Good afternoon, Govind sir. Please go on with your suggestions. Good afternoon, Govind sir. Please go on with your suggestions.
Hello.
Good afternoon, Manish ji. Please go on with your suggestions.
Yeah, sir. This is Madhvi here. Sir, just we had one, we had raised the ticket in the month of August 23. And regarding it was filed for filing of Form SS7, redemption of preference share capital.
Okay,
See, the form was got uploaded, we have paid the necessary fees, and when it came for resubmission, there was some basic information related to shares, that is brief particulars of the shares. So in that, either that option was not given for either to put not applicable or zero, whatever. Either it was not rectification from my end, neither it was going ahead. So because of that, my SS7 got cancelled. Like it is getting cancelled, not to be taken on record or cancelled. But I'll see on it is in if you see my login now, it is showing as cancelled. So from
Okay.
August 2023 to till date, I'm working with the MCA team. And again, like first time I filed with 500 rupees, whatever was the nominal fee. And after 1 or 2, almost 1.5 months, since that resubmission got cancelled, the form got cancelled from the MCA's end. So again, I had paid 2,500 with the additional fees. I already filed the form. I told these guys, ki, anyways, I have paid the form twice. I filed that forms twice. Again, the same issue because in resubmission, firstly, for redemption of shares, there should not be resubmission of the forms stating that the members' approval is required and everything. As per Act, there is no members' approval required for redemption of shares. Only board resolution is more than sufficient. So even though I have already attached the documents, whatever has been given by the MCA, but again they put the resubmission, and in the resubmission in that same particular column, I was not been able to go ahead with the filing resubmission of the form. So that point number 4, which I already made, I think there is a total 19 pages mailer is there with the, if you can recollect, it's CRC escalation, JSM, these government peoples are also there, Sanjay Jain, Abhishek Pandey, both all are there in the CC, but nobody had taken the action against that. And even if I'll file that form today, because that redemption effect should be given before 31st March 24 in the financial statement. So almost 5 to 6, 7 days, almost I make reminders to these people, but the action has not been taken against that. Even 2 or 3 times the MC people had taken the con call, and we were attending the Zoom meeting for this reference. But again, there was no solution provided. So what is the remedy I'll be getting here for this?
Ma'am, actually, I cannot provide you the remedy, but I will try to
Because
raise this issue with the MCA or try to suggest
it is already been raised, sir. Just I'm saying you, I think there are 20 to 25 mails have been raised from my end. It is just the reminder messages and all. But they have not made any correspondence, either not replying to me, or I think that there was 2 times where they had genuinely told me about attending the meeting, and that issue was have been there was appeared from my end. So I had a meeting with these people, but there is no ultimate solution was being given. And even I'm trying to file the form in today's date. No, the penalties of rupees 6,500 is appearing. So I'm not going to pay that fees, because why should I make the payment? It has been done from the MCA end, and even time second time I have paid already 2,500 extra from my pocket.
Sure, ma'am. We can understand your problem, and we request you to please fill the Google form so that we can forward it to the concern.
Okay, so yeah, I'll fill that the entire details along with the annexures which has been like email was being done from day-to-day basis. I'll attach that also. Please look into this, and if possible, try to give the solution in at least 1 week. I'm not saying 1 or 2 days, but at least that matter should get from your end, and that status is cancelled. It is not to be taken on record. It is cancelled. So there might be some alternate solution available with your team, so
Definitely,
that you
ma'am.
can help
I
me
cannot
for that.
say about the timeline, but definitely we will be forwarding your issue.
Yeah, because anyways, I should have to file close the books of account for 31st March 24, no? And effect should be because it's of August 23 form. There was some allotment filed after revising the share capital. That form got approved, and here SS7, if that redemption has not been given effect, so again there will be consequences to faced by the company for that particular thing.
Yes, ma'am. I can understand.
Yeah, 1 minute.
Please fill the Google form for your issues and suggestions, ma'am. Please.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. There is an LLP. We are going to incorporate an LLP. So after hello, hello.
Yes, you are audible, ma'am.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Yeah. So we. Hello. Hello. Hello.
Dear members, request you to please raise your hand for your suggestions.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am, please.
Yes, yes. Sir, we were about to incorporate LLP.
Okay.
Our name was Cupid Jewels LLP.
Ma'am, actually,
So,
we have some separate session on the LLP forms. So we will
okay.
be taking those suggestions on that session.
Okay, so when will be that session conducted?
It is, I think, on the 2nd or 3rd May.
2nd or 3rd May. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, no problem.
Thank you, ma'am.
हाँ, नहीं साफ मिल
Good afternoon, Yogita ma'am. Please go on with your suggestions.
Hello, I'm audible.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you for giving me a participation. Actually, we have filed one DIR-3 form. May I write down or somewhere the SRN also?
Ma'am, we have provided the link for giving your suggestions through Google form. So have you filled
I
that
have
form?
already submitted. I have already submitted that Google form
Definitely,
regarding.
we will be getting the details, whatever detail you have shared. Yeah.
Okay, that was only the form, DIR-3 form for applying for the DIN number of the person.
Okay, ma'am.
There was a one resubmission was occurred because form is getting expired because resubmit button was not active at that time, and we were not able to resubmit that form again. So
Okay,
that
ma'am.
provisional DIN has already been allotted by the MCA, and we are not able to file the resubmission, and we are not getting that DIN getting approved, and also we are not able to file that form again then because. And
So you have not received any mail on the director's email ID which you have been provided on the DIR first time filling the DIR-3 form, because generally they are sending an email for DIN approval.
Yeah, that provisional DIN has already been allotted. That provisional DIN has already been allotted, but that was not approved yet because of we were not able to file that resubmission because resubmission button was not active at that time. We tried many times, but still the form is showing in my ID.
Ma'am, as far as I am concerned, I think that provisional DIN is the actual DIN as well.
But sir, when we enter that DIN for the appointment of the person, that DIN shows as a provisional. It does not pre-fill the data of the person in DIR-12 form for the appointment.
Okay.
So can you please resolve this query because it's been 3-4 months.
Ma'am, actually we are getting suggestions on the form if there is any incorrectness detail in the DIR-3 or other forms. So we are taking your suggestions.
Yeah,
as a
I have a
suggestion
suggestion for DR-6 also. DR-6, if technical team gives the option for modify the mobile number and the email ID during the year. If one
Definitely, ma'am, we will be providing this as a suggestion to the MC so that DR6 should have some options to update mobile number and email ID. We have already noted it. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, and you please also try to resolve that DIN number query so that we'll be able to get the DIN approved of that person.
Definitely, ma'am, we will be forwarding it to the concern. Have you filled the Google form?
Yes, I've already filled.
Sure, ma'am, we'll be forwarding it to the concern. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, Koso ma'am. Please go on with your suggestions. Koso ma'am, am I audible to you? Yes, Rishika ma'am, please go on with your suggestions. Rishika ma'am, am I audible to you? Dear members, request you to please raise your hand to provide your suggestions. Good afternoon, Kusum ma'am. Do you have any suggestions to discuss? Dear members, please raise your hand for discussing your suggestions. Good afternoon, Google sir. Please go on with your suggestions. Good afternoon, Bhupesh sir. Have you filled the Google form for your suggestions, sir?
Yes, hi. Yes, I have filled the Google form for the necessary concerns I have. And although I would also like to mention all these points here as well.
Definitely, sir. Please go on, sir.
Yeah, actually, the first and foremost the thing is that we'll have to enter the CAPTCHA many times for the master data and at the time of login.
Yes, sir.
So
This is
I
a
think-
very big issue as it is very time consuming for our members.
Right. I think other stakeholders have already raised this issue as well, as it results in wastage of time and resources for professionals, right?
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir. We are also
from
facing
that-
it when we are searching for any master data of any company.
Right. And apart from that, the another point I would like to mention that while doing the DIR KYC of the directors, and
Yes,
when
sir.
we enter the chain and after completion of the whole form and after taking the OTP, it intimates us that it is required for the first time or has been already done, right? So it is also results in wastage of time and resources and disturbs the operations as well, as we have to take an appointment from director for the OTP and all of things. And after that, we get to know that it is KYC is already done or it is required for the first time. So it would
Yes,
be
sir.
better if
Yes.
when we enter
Another
the
member
DIN for
has
the
already noted us this particular issue.
Right.
We have noted it. Sir.
This facility was available in the version 2, but it has been changed in version 3.
Sure.
Fine. I will move to my another point that what I am seeing that for the certain form like MGT 14 and NC 24, it is taking a lot of time for their approvals, right? And which even I have seen certain cases wherein due to this delay, when resubmission comes for NC 24 in the last stage of timing, let's suppose it is required 60 days and resubmission comes in 50 or 55 days. And meanwhile, we try to resubmit that form. In that meantime, that run SRN has been expired and it does not allow us to resubmit that INC 24.
I understand, sir. We will be pushing to give preference by CPC on certain forms like MGT 14 and INC 24. That's why we will be suggesting MCA to have some time-bound approval on these forms.
Because actually, what happens in this case, the payment of stamp duty get missed, and apart from that, the whole process has to be started again from scratch.
Yes, sir. I can understand. It's really hectic, and you have to wait for other compliances.
Right. Moreover, I had these points. I think many stakeholders already mentioned these points. So I think you guys will definitely forward this to further.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. And have you filled the Google form for all these 3 suggestions provided by you?
Yes, I have already filled this. I had one more concern which I can't recall right now. So I will mention it later once it comes to my mind again.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, okay, welcome.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You are audible, sir.
Sir, I have one concern over URC1.
URC1. Okay, sir. Please go on.
Yes.
Sir.
My concern is while filing the URC1 in case of conversion of LLP into private company, then the form is asking for us to provide the date of general meeting at which such conversion is approved. The second point is particular of passing special resolution and the place of general meeting. Suppose the LLP is already in LLP form, but it is not converted into company. So how it will be possible to provide the date of the passing special resolution and the date of general meeting passing, or I mean the assenting to registration with limited liability. So my concern is while filing these form with that purpose, that is LLP to company, why should we provide these kind of information? It should not be applicable for us because the LLP is not already converted into company. Once we get the certificate of incorporation, then only we get the certificate we can recognize as yes, we are the company. So how it is possible to give these both dates?
Okay, I understand. So, as you are saying that as a LLP, we do not conduct the general meeting, and so that's why we cannot provide the resolution number. Of course, definitely.
So these are the two major points in URC1 at serial number 6 and serial number 5. In both serial number, they are asking for providing the date of meeting and particular of special resolution. So the only concern is it should not be applicable in our case, basically. It should be applicable when the company is converted into LLP. In that case, we understand.
Actually, sir, this form is also for the unregistered company.
Okay.
So might be there is an option for the unregistered company if they conduct any general meeting or so provide the detail.
Fully agreed, sir. Like suppose, but in our case, we convert the LLP into company. It should not be enabled in our case. It is already enabled, then it is a mandatory field which we have to fill certain information over it.
So you have already detailed out that it is a LLP.
Yes, sir. I have the assignment. I did it, but I provide the date of the LLP resolution. I mean, the LLP depository, I mean, designated partner approved the resolution for conversion of LLP into company. That date I consider as a special resolution date or passing the resolution date in that column.
Okay, sure. Then definitely we will be forwarding it as a suggestion to.
It should not be disabled in our case. In case
yeah, definitely, we will be suggesting that these non-applicable clauses should be removed or enabled, disabled.
Correct.
So, do you have any other suggestions?
No, sir. These are the practical issues that I have faced during that conversion of LLP to company. These are the only in terms of URC1 for the URC1.
And so please fill the Google form as well for these suggestions.
Sir, Google form is asking for only one time. You have to submit only one query. So it is a very critical task to click one by one, then submit each and every different. You have to create the different forms.
Sure, we will be improving our Google form as well from the next time. But right now, I request you to please fill Google form for this particular issue as well.
I'll do it.
Sure. Thank you, sir. Okay. Good afternoon, Tamsil sir. Do you have any suggestions to discuss, sir? Good afternoon, Rasu ma'am, Rasu Sharma ji. Please go on with your suggestions.
Hi, sir. Yeah, sir, this is Ms. Rasu Sharma. Actually, I have filed two MGT14 of two different clients for amendment in Article of Association. But after submitting online form, when I clicked on download, then only MGT14 being downloaded, but not EAOA. And after 2 days, when I waited and edited forms many times, now it is showing that please enter SRN number or no active session. And I also cancelled those form and generated another form, and the issue persisted is the same. So how we can amend the articles? Even for one company it is more than 30 days, and for another company there is a time, but it should be resolved as soon as possible.
So that's why, sir, we will be pushing for the time-bound approval of forms related to approval of MOA and MGT 14. And we have noted, and sir, definitely we will be forwarding it to the MC.
Sure, because it is showing please enter SRN number or no active session while clicking on the download button, or if it is being downloaded, then only MGT 14 is being downloaded, no AOE.
Definitely, sir, we have noted and we will be forwarding it.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Kushumji. Do you have any suggestions to discuss? Dear members, I request you to please raise your hand for discussion on your suggestions. Yes, Bhuvesh, sir, do you have any other suggestions, sir?
Yes. Actually, in my last conversation, I just missed out on one important concern. Actually, what has happened in the new MCA version 3, they have introduced the facility of that EMOA and EOA along with the MGT 14, right?
Okay, sir.
And what is happening right now, as let's suppose we have to alter our MOA, AOA, and the name change activity is already being done. Let's suppose there are 3 separate matters, and for that purpose, we'll have to file the 3 different MGT 14s, as it does not allow us to file all these three matters in one MGT 14, right? And whereas this there is no such restriction in the act or rules to file the separate forms, and it results in the multiples EMOA and NOA being generated for all each purposes, right? And apart from that, it also requires the CPC also requires us to submit the physical copies of MOA AOA as well, along with the all 3 MGT 14, right? So what is being happening that there is a chance of duplicacy of these MOA and NOA being filled on the portal, right?
Okay, so
And there might
you
be
are
some
amending
mistakes.
one or more clauses and you have to fill separate MGT 14 for each clause. That is the problem?
Right. Right. The form does not allow us to file one MGT 14 for all these purposes.
Okay, sir. And sir, what will be the better way to have e-MOA or to have physical copy of amended MOA?
Right. I was just coming to that point. Basically, with this change, the multiple forms being filed, multiple MOA and OA being generated, which can lead to discrepancies in all these files, and to decide what is the final file of that MOA and OA. Right, and in my opinion, it would be better to have that physical MOA in line with the earlier version 2.
Sure, sir. And we will be pushing for the suggestions to that MGT 14 should include only physical signed copies. That will be good?
Right. Correct. EMOA and EO should be done away with.
Okay, sure, sir. Sure, sir. Please, sir, provide your suggestions through Google form with reference to your first suggestions that you have to file separate MGT 14 for each clause you are amending in the EMOA and MOA.
Right. Just allow me 2 more seconds to just elaborate this. And what is happening for this thing that first of all, there is a issue that the fees has to be paid for all these 3 forms, right? And apart from that, in case in these kind of issues, then certification has to be also be done for all the 3 separate MGT 14, which result in cost burden on the company
yes,
as well.
It include the cost to the customer. Yeah, I understand.
In fees and certification as well. So it would be better to have only physical MOA, because even EMOA, EOA does not have proper format.
Sure, sir. We will be forwarding this issue. It is a notable, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yes, Sushil sir.
Yeah, this is regarding a issue of PAS 3. Will you be able to address it, please?
Definitely, sir. We will be addressing it. Please go on with your suggestion.
Yeah, this is regarding that when we are filing PAS 3, the authorized capital is pre-filled. Okay.
Okay.
Master data is showing one particular authorized capital.
Okay.
And whereas while filling up the form, the authorized capital fetched by the system is different. Now, how to resolve these issues?
So
Because
in PAS 3,
this is the case of a merger where the authorized capital of all transferor companies has been merged with the transferee company.
Okay.
Now the
So, sir,
allotment to the transferor company is creating a lot of problem.
okay. So, sir, it is a
Who is going
specific
to
case, I
resolve
think.
it? Nobody is able
Otherwise,
to.
PAS 3 should be picking the right number of authorized capital amount, I think.
Ajit, please.
Sir, it is a specific query, I think. It is a because you are.
Specific. It is a problem faced by everybody. Whosoever is filing, if you are going for the merger and if your authorized capital is getting merged in the transferee company, then you while filing this PAS 3, this problem creates. It takes the only authorized capital which was earlier to the merger of that transferor company authorized capital.
I understand, sir.
The problem is regarding to V3. V2 we never face this problem.
Okay, so it is not picking the consolidated authorized capital of the merging companies.
Exactly. Although the master data showing the consolidated authorized capital.
Sure. We have noted it, and we request you to please fill the Google form and provide this suggestions particular to us.
Hi, sir.
Because nobody, ROC is unable to understand what I'm talking about. ROC saying that we have to raise a ticket. Ticket has been raised. It is remain unresolved. And even though they say they send the mail that ticket is resolved, but answer is no.
Sure. We will be forwarding this issue to the
Kind of
MCA.
attitude is with these people, these MCA people. When the ticket is actually not been resolved, they will send you a mail that it has been resolved.
Sure. We will be also suggesting that MCA should improve their helpline and some.
I believe this is being everybody is facing this problem.
Yes, sir. I can understand.
Everybody is facing this problem. Now, who is the right person in MCA to address these things? Do you have any idea? Kindly suggest me.
No, sir. Actually, I don't have any idea who is the right concerned person in the MCA. I am working as a team, and I will be collecting suggestions and forwarding it to the concerned team.
Right.
So, sir, please request you to please fill the Google form so that we can restore your suggestions and effectively provide it to the forum.
Correct.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, sir. Rasu Sharma again this side. So,
yes, sir.
Whatever Sushil sir has read, The same was faced by me as well in earlier filing of Pass 3 and SS7. Basically, the SS7 is taking data from earlier filed from Pass 3, as well as when we are filing Pass 3, the data is coming from earlier filed SS7. So I suggest to have the authorized capital or paid up capital in SS7 or Pass 3 should be filled manually instead of it should come automatically.
Sir,
So
sir,
that
but
we can
in
fill
manual
properly.
filling, it will be possible to increase the authorized capital.
No,
Because
because
it required to
because
pay some stamp duty fee.
no, that is okay because in certain investment transactions there are series of CCPS are being issued. Sometimes investor ask us to fill the series name along with CCPS, or but form is allowing us to select the preference shares only. So that is the problem with the FD investment transaction with us, and we are moving ahead with the giving indemnity to the investors.
Sure, we will be pushing for providing the effective form so that these problems should not be faced by our members. So, have you filled the Google form for this suggestion as well, sir?
Yes, yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, Madhaviji. Please go on with your suggestions.
Yeah, sir. Sir, one more thing is that whenever we download any of the information master data of the company or the
Okay.
director's interest details of the company, that time we have to enter the capture for at least 3 to 4 times. Why that 3 to 4 times is required, sir? Anyways, being a human person, you have to understand that if the person is doing the capture at once, previously it was alphabets were there in
Sure,
MCA
ma'am, we can
200, right?
understand this hardness
Really, it has
while
not been done.
using the
Really,
MCA
since
services.
2 years has been done on V2 portal. So previously LLT has been migrated. From that time, it has been like going to insert the capture for 3 to 4 times for everything. It is not just for one login or anything. Whatever
Sure,
information
ma'am.
you want to download from MCA, you have to capture enter the capture twice or thrice. So that
Yes,
should
ma'am.
not be the case, no?
Yes, ma'am. We will be pushing for reducing the use of CAPTCHA while accessing the MCA portal.
Okay, at least that should be effective implemented at the earliest, I would say.
Yes, sure, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Kushumji, you are audible to me. Please go on with your suggestions.
Actually, I would like to suggest that DIR-3 KYC should be only, it should be submitted. There is no requirement would be there for filing, as sometimes users are only able to submit as there is, I think it is not mandatory if you will
Ma'am, your voice is breaking. Will you please repeat your suggestions?
may I write in the chat box?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. You can write it. And request you to please fill the Google form as well as providing the detailing suggestions, what you want to suggest us.
I am saying that I want to suggest that please remove the filing system of DIR-3 KYC.
Ma'am,
As
any
it is
justification? Do
a,
you have any justifications for removing this compliance?
I'm not saying about compliance. I'm talking about the options. I'm talking about the submission, one option only. It is a web form. If you can submit the form, that is okay. It is
Okay.
not, there is no need to file it again. Sometimes users forgot this option. For that, they have to pay so much penalties. 5,000 is not an as small amount for a
See,
single.
you are saying that its frequency should not be on a yearly basis.
Yeah, it's yearly basis, but I am saying that according to me, filing is a long procedure. If it is in a simple mode, you can just do it in a submission form only. It is no need to make it more difficult for the users. First, you to submit, and after that, you have to file. If submission, I think, is okay with the system.
So we need to simplify this DIR-3 KYC.
Yeah, I meant to say you would MCA has to simplify this.
Sure, ma'am. We'll be pushing this suggestion for simplification of the KYC form. And ma'am, please fill the Google form for recording your suggestion.
Okay, where is the option?
Ma'am, Google form is mentioned in the chat box. There is a link and you can fill that form.
Okay. Fine. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, Harishji, you are audible, sir.
Sir, my concern for FC3 form, the foreign entities having their project office, branch office, license office in India. So
Okay.
while filling the form FC3, it's trigger, or you can say that's a very painful situation for us to fill the data each and every time, because when you enter the number of project office in India, you have to enter the list of places of business in India. In that case, the data didn't save, even whatever the information we put in over it and save it. After some time, we again log in and editing the form, all the data already erased each and every
Okay.
time.
Yes, sir.
So
I
the
can
problem,
understand that. Even
so the
you have
problem
to.
is, suppose in that case, the for example, one entity having the multiple 40 project office, 30 project office in that case. So the problem is each and every time we have to mention the financial year and the date of commencement of business, then the location of project office, the type of project office, branch office, license office. It's very, very painful situation for us. So
Sure, sir. Sure,
it is
sir. We
already
understand that
it is already provided as an attachment. So why should we should provide all these things? I mean, punching the data again and again.
Okay. When there is an option definitely in attaching, then why you are demanding in a separate form?
Agree. That's my point. I mean, it is a mandatory attachment to provide the list of place of business in India. So we are providing the list already. We are providing the list. So why you are asking for us to put the data manually? And each and every time the data didn't save. So it's
Sure, sir.
very,
Sure, sir. We will be
very
noting
painful
this
situation.
suggestions. And please fill the Google form for this suggestion as well.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you, sir. Yes, ma'am. Dear members, please raise your hand for discussing your suggestions. Yes, Kusum ma'am, do you have any further suggestions to discuss?
No.
Okay.
May I leave?
Yes, ma'am, you can leave.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Dear members, please raise your hand for discussing your suggestions. Yes, Maruti sir, what are your suggestions so that you are not able to fill that in the Google form? Can you discuss here?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please go on, sir.
Actually, we have submitted one change request form. I think it's almost
CRF
been
form.
one month.
Okay, CRF form. You are talking
Yeah,
about
CRF form. There was some correction in the registered address of the company.
Okay.
So till now we didn't get any notification, nor it got approved also.
So how many days has been elapsed when you have submitted that CRF form?
Sorry?
How many days has been passed when you have submitted that CRF form?
1 month.
Okay.
What will be the timeline, or if there is any timeline or something is like that?
So actually there is no timeline, and even I cannot say that when this form will be approved, but definitely we are suggesting MCA to have some time bound approval of the forms so that our members should not face the difficulties.
Okay.
So sir, have you raised any ticket with respect to this form?
Yeah, we have already raised the ticket also, but we have not got any resolution for the ticket nor that approval also. We are just waiting for that MCA approval for that.
Sure, sir. We have noted your form, your issues, and definitely forwarding your issues.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Yes, Bhuvesh, sir.
Yes, actually,
do
one
you
of
have
the member. Yes, I have one another concern, and
Okay.
as I just noticed that one of the member here raised the concern about the DIR-3 KYC. That the
Okay.
DIR-3 KYC should not be required to be done every year, and instead it should be done as and when there is any change in the details of any director. Right?
Yes, sir.
As
And,
there is a lots of
she is
companies.
pushing for simplification of that form, I think.
I think the form is itself simple. It does not require any such complex details. So I don't think there is any simplicity or complexity issue in the DIR-3 KYC. Instead, as there are so many companies and directors are there, so doing the KYC for all these directors even results in the wastage of time and resources of professionals as well, and it disturbs the directors as well, as we have to take the OTPs many times. Certain portal
Sir,
does not even
I
work
would like
properly.
to add a question, sir, that performing an KYC every year is not beneficial to our member.
No, it is not good in sense of the all the stakeholders. And as the director, even directors question sometimes why we have to do it every years, and we have to take appointment for them for a simple OTP as well. And one the main concern about this thing I have that if we have done, let's suppose if we have done a KYC of a director for one financial year, let's put for 23 and 24, and if there is any change in details of that director in between that year, let's put in September or July, and we can't update the details in the portal till next year.
Sure, sir. Then I have noted this that the KYC should be performed on some longer duration of time, like 2 year or 5
Maybe
years.
longer duration, like let's suppose 3 to 5 years, or at least as and when there is any change. Because if we have done a KYC for a director for the certain financial, we can't change any detail. Let's put if there is any change in mobile number, email ID of such director, we can't change it till
Yes,
the next year.
even
As well
I
as
have gone through a
DIR-6.
MCA RBI master direction on KYC. They are saying that to perform the KYC after 2 years, I think. So maybe we can link that and can suggest.
Right, it should have been either the longer period or as and when needed.
Sure, sir. We'll be suggesting this as in to have
Yeah, I
some
think
longer
we have
period of performing director
yeah.
KYC.
Right. And apart from the one thing, another member just mentioned here that the help desk should be improved, as they just close the ticket without assigning any reason, or they don't understand the concern of the stakeholders.
Yes, sir. We have
Even
noted and
most
will
of the members are
definitely
facing this issue.
discuss on this issue as well.
Yeah, okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, member. Please raise your hand if you have any suggestions to discuss. Yes, Uday Kumar Thana, sir. Please go on with your suggestions.
To the entire ICSI team, and once again, thank you for today's meeting, sir.
Thank you, sir.
I have 2-3 suggestions that before submitting the changes, suggestion, etc., to the Ministry of Concern, changes in the present economic scenario and other scenarios should be kept in view. And I understand there are some amendments are in pipeline for company law, etc. So those amendments should also be kept in view. So accordingly, we can update the forms and other things for compliance on time. And number three, sir, earlier there were a citywide center of MCA, ROC, etc. for helping the local members and other concern. So particularly, I understand in some cities there may be some center, but in some places or cities they are closed now. So it will be very easier and convenient if such centers are restarted again, sir, for helping instead of approaching MCA. I understand earlier some officers were being deputed from ministry or ROC office for particular cities, say Ahmedabad, Baroda, Mumbai, etc. So that will be of lot help, sir, if we can take up with them. And lastly, after submitting this suggestion changes to Ministry of Concern, it should be done on time-bound basis, sir. Then only the real purpose will be served. Otherwise, we know normally, particularly with due respect to government, it takes long time, unlimited time after we submit something, document, paper, etc. So vigorous follow-up is required, sir, by a professional, by the institute. Then only it will serve the real purpose of serving the client on time as per the changes and amendments, sir.
Definitely, sir. We will be trying our best to provide the suggestions and to have follow-up with the MCA to implement these suggestions.
As we know, sir, normally it takes very unreasonable, abnormal time rather. So this is one request, no common problem, but then it is very tedious. Unless it comes from their side, we cannot implement the suggestion, etc. And once again, congratulations, very good initiative by the institute and team, sir, and best of luck.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
I will fill up the form, sir. Yeah, please. Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello.
Good evening, Makran, sir. Please go on with your suggestions, sir.
Yeah. First of all, good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon,
myself, Makran Lele. I have a couple of general suggestions for the ministry. One is about intermittent filing of returns, like say DPT-3, then MSME, and there are several other, MGT-14 itself. There are several returns which requires to be filed on periodical basis to the ministry by the company or the LLP.
Sure.
Those could be analyzed and could be added in the annual return, like say MGT-7, MGT-8, wherever
like
they want
DPT-3,
to
we are
fit it.
filing on a yearly basis on or before 30th June. Yeah, definitely. Sir.
I know. So I'm talking about all the returns by which provides the periodical information to the registrar. Those could be clubbed and those could be added in the yearly return to be certified by a practicing company secretary for all companies, whether the small or the non-small companies. And this will be only one return, so one interaction by the company with the ministry, so that there are no headaches of filing and periodical filings and too much trouble happening.
other than except allotment, director changes, shifting of registered office, all those returns wherever there are implications of constitutional changes, those returns could continue, but the information based returns could be clubbed, so the entire review could be taken from that perspective. Those could be added either in the financial statements or in the annual return respective forms. This is one. The second thing, we submit MR3 secretarial audit reports. Then earlier we used to submit the compliance certificates to the registrar. Then we submit the financial statements, annual returns to the registrar, MGT7, MGT8, which many times carries certain qualifications, observations, or remarks. And I have not seen any independent case where the registrar is periodically looking at those observations, comments, and remarks and raising the questions to the companies. So this actually dilutes the company secretary's profession and its entire work which he used to carry out for raising these remarks, doing the audit. So entire things get vanished because it
Definitely,
is
sir.
just a filing.
Defeat the purpose
It
of the certification.
Yeah. So it is just a filing. It is just a filing. So this will. So if the registrar, maybe registrar can put some thresholds where he will examine those documents, because under straight through process now, no documents are examined unless they are required to do under the inspection. So those documents could be periodically examined beyond certain thresholds where there are loans, where there are public money involved. Those documents should definitely be verified, and the question should be read in a form of a scrutiny to the companies and the LLPs, and then this will enrich the experience of the company secretaries and will give the overall standing to them in the market. These are the two suggestions from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We have noted your valuable suggestions and definitely we will be forwarding it to the concern. Thank you so much, sir.
Who is speaking from ICSI? To whom I am interacting?
Sir, my name is Yogesh Jha.
Yogesh Jha. You belong to ICSI?
Yes, sir. I belong to ICSI.
Or the okay.
Sir, I am also a
Thanks,
member
Yogesh.
and I have 8-year experience post qualification.
Okay. In which department you are serving?
Sir, currently I am posted in corporate laws.
Okay, fine. Thanks, Yogesh. Thanks.
Thank you so much, sir.
There is one more Yogesh.
Yes, sir.
Currently, the entire processing of form has been shifted to a centralized place, and therefore forms are getting registration of forms are getting delayed beyond normal time. And this is creating additional obstacles for the company secretaries to work. Like say, if my increase in authorized capital form is pending, I cannot do further things. Like say, my MGT 14 is pending for issue of shares. So this is creating huge lot of troubles. I don't know what system MCA follows now, the critical and non-critical forms, whether they have been mixed up and they have been put in the one queue only, and therefore this problem is arising. But this problem needs immediate attention. ICSI has to reach to MCA immediately and need to sort out this problem. This is creating huge trouble to the users.
Definitely, sir. That's why we have prepared a list of some forms that will be given some preference, and we are also pushing for some time-bound approval on these forms, sir.
Well, that was there already. That was there when the MCA was operating from the ROC level. I don't know now what has happened now.
Yes, sir. Please go on.
Look, I don't know now whether they have only one queue. There is only one queue for processing of all forms. So that is to be sorted out immediately.
Yes, sir, definitely. That's why we have given
Thanks.
some preference for some forms. So that will be looked by CPC on an urgent basis.
Yeah, priority.
Yeah, on priority basis.
Yeah, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, Mehak Jainji. Do you have any suggestions to discuss?
Good afternoon to all. Yes, actually, I have one query in relation to all forms. Actually, we need to submit the form first, and then we have to affix the DSC, and
Okay.
then we have to upload the PDF. So that is very cumbersome process actually, also consuming time for all the professionals.
Okay.
So I think it should be in the one go. Means we have to fill the form, affix the DSC, and then submit the same to the MCA.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
Yeah. And secondly, for DIN form, there is compulsory to fill the information about the SIN and the DIN of the director.
Okay.
So if someone wants to directorship from MCA, there is no need to have a SIN. There is no compulsion. So if they want DIN from MCA, so this is not a compulsory option. It should not be the compulsory option, SIN and the DIN of other director.
मैम आप ये किस पर्टिकुलर फॉर्म के लिए बात कर रही हैं?
This is for the DIR-3.
Okay, you are talking about the DIR-3 when you will be taking a DIN to new director.
Yeah, then for the new director, there is compulsory to fill the information of the SIN of the company.
Okay. Ma'am, it is
Yeah.
for the for which proposed company you are going to appoint it. That's why they are asking for the DIN.
But if someone want a directorship and he and she have not any idea about the SIN, so this should not be compulsory, I think.
But ma'am, I think there is a process when a person is wanted to be an appointed in a company, then he can get the information from the company.
Yeah, but earlier it was not. It was the optional, not mandatory option actually.
So ma'am, what is the problem you are facing while putting that SIN? Are you getting not the information from that company, or what is the problem in mentioning the SIN?
Actually, the problem is SIN should not be compulsory. It should be optional for all the individuals.
Okay, ma'am, because we need some justifications to discuss with the MCA.
Okay, I will fill in the Google form about this.
Sure, ma'am, you can.
Okay.
Please fill the Google form also. Dear members, please raise your hand if you have any suggestions to discuss. Yes, Suraj sir. Suraj Sharma ji, please go on with your suggestions.
Yes, good afternoon, sir. And thank you for hosting this meeting for clarification and suggestion from the members. I have one suggestion with respect to the filing during the insolvency process or liquidation process. As being a practicing company secretary, I deal in insolvency cases where certain forms are required to be filed by the resolution professional in the capacity as a. I have one suggestion with respect. Yes. Am I audible?
No, sir, please go on, sir. Sorry. Please go on, sir.
Yes, sir. Yeah, thank you. So I have one suggestion with respect to the filing under insolvency process, as there are various forms are required to be filed by the RP during the CRP process after resolution plan approval. Even during the CIRP process, we also require to file the forms, as IB code says that RP is required to comply all the laws. So if there is any applicability of any forms, then RP is required to file. And when we go to the filing portal, there is no option to affix the DSC of the directors. Nowadays, on the MCA V3, they have inserted one column in the DIR-12 only with respect to the filing for appointment of new board of directors after plan approval.
Okay.
But there is also one problem is that there is only one option to select IRP, RP, liquidator. But after selection of that column, there is automatically liquidator column is also seen, even though the person is not as appointed as a liquidator.
Okay. So, sir, I think liquidator is have the authority to till the finalization of plan to do perform filing related and
No,
all
sir,
the compliance.
no. Yogesh, sir, let me correct you. During CIRP process
Sure,
after
sir.
plan approval, there is no process of the liquidation. So
Okay.
only the resolution profession is the person who will file the forms.
Okay, I understand.
So during corporate insolvency resolution process, there is no person who will be the appointed as a liquidator. But
Okay.
form is asking only for the liquidator. Even though I have filed and ROC also approved the same, but this is not the correct process. And even
So you want some resolution professionals should also have some authority to file company
correct, sir.
related form.
Correct, sir. There should be some two options: filing under Companies Act or filing under IBC. So when we select filing under IBC, the form should automatically reflect the columns of the insolvency professionals. So that, and even after CIRP order, the RP will register his DSC with the MCA. But there is no option to register with the DSC with the SIN of the company on MCA. And
Sure,
that's why we are facing problems. And
I
even
understand, sir.
during CRP process, RP is required to conduct the AGM. And even I have applied for the extension of the AGM, but there is no option to affix the DSC of the RP. And I have used the DSC of the director, but this is not the correct practice. So there should be two options: filing under Companies Act and filing under IBC. And all the forms should be linked to the IBC process also. Because IB code says that we need to comply all the applicable laws.
Sure, sir. Then please fill the Google form and provide your justifications properly so that we can present it to the concern.
Sure. I will fill the Google form.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Dear members, request you to please raise your hand for discussion on your suggestions.
Requested to dear mem- Request to all dear members, please raise your hand if you have any question. We have only 14 minutes left to wind up this meeting. Kindly raise your question if you have any types of suggestion and question. And if you have not no a question, kindly fill the Google form link, and so we can pick up your question from there as well.
Dear members, request you to please raise your hand if you have any suggestions on to discuss. Dear members, please raise your hand if you want to discuss your suggestions. Yes, sir. Please go on with your suggestion, sir.
Now, sir, another practical point is the MCA office is situated in the Shastri Bhavan, I understand.
Yes, sir.
In the past, I visited several times, so it is very difficult and cumbersome to enter the office. The passes are not being issued for meeting the concerned officer for any issue for the visitors from various parts of the India. I had very bad experience of asking for bribe for entry and for visiting on the 5th floor office and meeting the secretary and other team for solving the issue, say IEPF and others. I visited from Vadodara, Gujarat, but I was harassed like anything. Then they called me inside and they बोलता 200 रुपया दो 300 रुपया दो. So I gave them 200 rupees each day for 2 days. Then I was allowed to meet the officer on 5th floor or so. It is very cumbersome. So special reception desk for the visitor for meeting the MCA officer and team should be open, sir. Or the passing system should be made very easier. They are asking for so many things. Appointment hai, ye hai, wo hai. From where are you coming? You will not be allowed to meet. Abhi time nahi hai. And that is a big reception in Shastri Bhavan, sir, when I visited few years back. So this is a very important thing. Special reception counter or passes should be open for the visitors and members. For meeting the officials coming and members are coming from all India level, sir. Various cities. So
Sure,
this
sir.
suggestion should be taken. Even we are not allowed. They are behaving very rudely and roughly. The person sitting there, lady and person. Even I am having the proof also of the pass when I visited there. And they behave very rudely. Nahi milega, wapas jao. So this is something to be done by our ICSI, other professional and secretary and other team of the MCA. Even if required, we can meet our minister also. My madam. So this is very cumbersome. Many members may be experiencing this problem, sir.
Sure, sir. We will be pushing to have some preference to our members.
Very warning, sir. Even we are not allowed, sir, to enter that cabin reception on
So,
the
sir,
ground floor, main
you
road,
were
Shastri
visiting
Bhavan.
from which place?
Sorry?
You are visiting from which place to the
I am
Shastri
from
Bhavan?
Vadodara, Gujarat, sir.
Okay, you are visiting from the Gujarat.
Yeah, even I even written some mail also to the secretary, joint secretary, Pandey sir. No response from them. Even I sent a copy of my pass when I was harassed the other day, 2-3 years back. There is no response, sir, from secretary, joint secretary also. And many may be experiencing, they may agree also, if not now, tomorrow, or in other meetings. So special desk needs to be open. Yes, you are right. You can ask for the ID, Aadhaar card, PAN card. Even we saw our ID, they are not allowing. बोलते ऊपर से बात हुआ है, जाने को नहीं मिलेगा. चलो पीछे हटो. And they are behaving like anything. I even have name also. I may recall. If possible, I will tell you tomorrow, sir.
No, sir,
So
definitely,
special-
sir. I can understand this problem has been faced by our
Even
member.
I can give you room number 5, room number 505.
MC officials are not
522.
treating themselves as a very good manner. So definitely, if we will be presenting, then this suggestion will be also be put by us to the MC.
We are definitely telling them, I am company secretary, this is my ID, this is my professional I card, and I am coming from such and such place. Please meet me. This is the work. Bolta nahi hai. Have you taken appointment? And what is the funny thing is that the concerned officer in room number 50 or so, I think on same floor, our honorable minister's office is there, madam's office, secretary office is there, joint secretary office, but nobody bother to attend the visitor. When I went there, one Dara was there, DHRA, Dara, who was assistant ROC in Ahmedabad, and there was deputy director in room number 505. 2 to 3 days I visited from Vadodara all the way for IEPF work. I was forced to sit there. फिर बोलता है नहीं होगा, फॉर्म भेजना, एक चालान भेजना. So officers are also not cooperating, sir.
I can understand what the
This is
problem
fact,
you have been
sir.
faced. As it has been past 2 years, but you are still remembering the room names and the person names. So I
Yes.
can understand the problem which you have faced, sir.
Yeah. And without any reason, sir. When problems are not solved, we are taking appointment. Once or twice, they told me, "Okay, you come tomorrow. Come next week." And the funny thing is that after reaching to the reception at Shastri Bhavan, the person who is giving appointment is not lifting the phone, landline or mobile. Though our numbers are given to them, and we are wasting our time. We have to go back, sir, to our city and office. The same person is not harassing there. So it is general suggestion, sir, and this is fact, sir. Even
Yes, sir,
it was not
I have
handled by
noted this as an
secretary
issue.
and joint secretary level, sir. I remember. Still, I am having the emails. Nobody responded. I told also, sir. These are the person, copy of pass attached, and the members visiting or the lawyers, advocates are being harassed like anything to meet for official work. Then they call me inside in the compound, बोलता है दिवाली है 500 रुपया दो 1000 रुपया दो मैं बोला भाई I am working in the company. Then I gave 200 rupees. Then he prepared the pass. बोलता है we are 4 person, give more. Till one bald person is there, one lady is there, 2-3 persons are there in the Shastri Bhavan unless the sitting arrangements change now. So this is burning problem for everybody, sir.
Sure, sir. We will be
It's a very
taking this
serious matter, sir.
Yeah, it is really, sir.
Yeah, I have given my details also. I am FCS 12409 and I am practicing CS. I worked with Reliance and IPCL for 30 years at senior level.
Okay, sir.
And now I am practicing since like 5 years, sir. But this is the real problem, sir. You may also experience and try as a common man. What reply we are getting?
Yes, sir. I have visited to the MCA office.
The only solution also I am suggesting separate desk for visitor for meeting the MCA officials.
Sure, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Dear members, we thank you for providing us such a valuable suggestions, and we will
Can I make one suggestion, sir? The last suggestion.
Sorry, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. This is relating to Form MGT 14, sir. The form says this MGT 14 form is filed for the purpose of resolutions passed in the board meeting and the general meeting. So what I suggest is that yes, the secretarial standards is applicable for all the companies. My suggestion is that a declaration, additional declaration by the director should be added in this form that the applicable secretarial standards is complied with by the company in the form itself, so that we can make sure that the secretarial standards are complied with by the company. And this is my suggestion that its declaration should be added in the form.
Okay, so you want to say that MGT 14 must have a declaration that secretarial standard has been complied by the company.
Yes, sir, because these board resolutions and the general meeting resolution, board meeting is convened is to be passed and meeting is to be convened as per the secretarial standards. Okay, they have to comply with the secretarial standards. So this declaration must be added in the form.
Sure, sir.
And further, sir, board meeting or general meeting, anything which is filed with this form, there should be a mandatory attachment of director's attendance sheet or shareholders attendance sheet in this form. This is my suggestion. It should be also be made mandatory in the DIR-12 so that the suppression and mismanagement like complaints may be.
Okay, sir. Have you filled the Google form, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have filled the Google form.
I have noted, sir, your suggestion and will definitely put it to the concern.
Thank you, sir.
Dear members, thanks a lot for providing us such a valuable suggestions, and we are concluding today's sessions, and we will start tomorrow's session on some other topics. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for your participation. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.